Look at Monday morning, Alaska. We finally saw that first official freeze of the season through the weekend here in Anchorage. Most of South Central saw those temperatures waking up to with those overnight lows in the 20s and the 30s. And while we are slightly warmer this morning, we're still holding on to some of those cooler conditions across the state. Giving you a look at what we're dealing with across southeast this morning. Some ongoing light rain showers to be expected. Now, while we are favoring some cooler conditions across the state, that stormier weather pattern will remain for areas south of mainland Alaska. So really thinking the Aleutians, coastal regions of South Central may see some of that rain shower sticking around throughout the week. And of course, the best chance for rain over the next couple of days really was going to be out towards southeast. So we'll be watching for that. As far as that stormier weather, we are going to see most of the state continuing to remain on the cooler side with near freezing lows in South Central. Now, this is coming off of what has already been a warm October with many areas, Anchorage, Fairbanks, seeing through at least October 19th, one of the top 5 warmest Octobers on record. But we did finally hit that first freeze here in Anchorage through the weekend. Through the early morning hours of Sunday, we dropped down to 29 degrees. This is the second latest first freeze on record and nearly a month later than when we typically see it, as our average first freeze typically falls right around September 23rd to September 23rd to the 24th. And you can see the latest ever recorded was October 28th. Set back in 2018. And while we didn't drop down near freezing this morning, we are seeing some localized areas of frost in South Central with those temperatures dropping into the mid-30s. Areas north and west of the Alaska range have had no issue with those overnight lows dropping into the teens and the 20s. And we do have some light snow that's pushing through parts of the interior this morning. A ridge of high pressure out towards northwestern parts of the state will keep most areas of western Alaska on the quieter, cooler, and sunnier side over the next couple of days. But right now we've got a dual lows that we're watching. Low number 1 is in the Gulf Coast, and then low number 2 is out towards the western Aleutians, building into the central Aleutians later this afternoon. And here over the next couple of days, we're going to continue to see this stormy weather pattern is staying to our south, but it's going from west to east. So the Aleutians, Kodiak, portions of the Alaska Peninsula, and southeast will continue to see this stormier weather pattern taking hold. And with each passing system, that will bring a touch of warmer air to the southern coastline. So Bristol Bay out towards South Central and into southeast. We may see those temperatures slightly warmer, more so into the overnight hours as those systems pass by to our south. But we could see some showers staying with us for inland areas of South Central, but most of that rain will stay for the Aleutians and coastal areas as well as southeast. Inland locations from the interior out west largely expected to remain on the dry side. We can't rule out some snow showers for areas of the western coast and the northwest Arctic borough for the immediate coastal areas, but largely expecting a lot quieter and more seasonal weather to take hold. But we do have a trio of lows that's going to sweep in from the west. That's going to keep that active weather with southeast. Now, while today will provide some showery and windy conditions, we do have a high wind watch that goes into effect for Prince of Wales Island into our Tuesday evening on into Wednesday. This is where we could see some gusts up to 60 miles per hour. So be prepared for increasing winds and heavy rain that's going to build into southeast. With storm totals through at least the middle of the week, totaling anywhere from about 1 to 3 inches. And some of that heaviest rainfall will occur for areas of the central and southern panhandle. If you live north of Juneau, at best, you may see 3/4 of an inch of rainfall. So while temperatures through the overnight hours here in South Central still flirting with freezing, will be just a hair degree cooler than what we did see through the weekend. And we may see some passing showers sticking around in the forecast, but notice that general trend, overnight lows steadily cooling off. By week's end, we'll see overnight lows certainly sitting once again below that freezing mark. And the overall trend for the state favoring most, if not all, locations sitting near to slightly below seasonal values. The only exception will be eastern areas of the interior as well as parts of the Beaufort Seacoast. While we are trending warmer, I think temperatures really are just going to be about 5 degrees warmer. That's why we're going to call it fairly seasonal across a good portion of the state, which is a stark contrast from what we did see through the first half of the month with that warmth and those record storms that we did see that impacted western and southwest Alaska. But we are going to see much more seasonal weather taking hold across the state as we welcome in the latter half of October. Here in South Central, that means highs will stay in the upper 30s and lower 40s. Overnight lows steadily cooling near to below freezing. And while we're still warm enough that we'll primarily see see all rain outside of some of those higher elevations of the Chugach. You can expect to see the potential that at the surface we could mix in with some flurries by week's end. Still not 100% guaranteed, but we are going with a chance for some mix Saturday. But don't be surprised if we see some flurries mixing in at the surface. Those temperatures, though, certainly reflecting more of late October as we drop into the upper 30s for highs as we welcome in next week. We'll have continuing to hold on to this cooler weather pattern across a good portion of the state. We'll have a full look at what to expect across the rest of Alaska, as well as the overall outlook and the stormier weather pattern we continue to see to our south coming up in the noon show as well as in the evening newscast and right here on the digital desk. For now, though, make sure you have a great Monday. Stay safe, and if you have some of that sunshine and you're a fan of the cooler weather, get outside and enjoy it as we continue to see late October feeling more and more like it should. And again, make sure you have a great Monday. We'll leave you with another live look. This is coming in from Ketchikan. Again, we'll have another update with the digital desk throughout the week.